Nordic Veneer was started in 1954 by partners Dick Adams and Norman Jacobson. The combination of Norman and Dick was used to create the name Nordic. In the early years, Nordic primarily produced plywood, but in 1975 it transitioned solely to green veneer manufacturing. Over the years, Nordic has progressed from a small veneer manufacturer to a major supplier in the southern Oregon region. Nordic currently has second, third, and fourth generations involved in the management of the company. The majority of Nordic's 55 employees have worked for the company for many years, the longest currently employed being 44 years. These employees are responsible for the production of approximately 310 million 3/8 feet of veneer. Nordic runs 2 shifts per day, 4.5 days per week, for a weekly total of around 96 hours of production. Log trucks arrive and are unloaded by a Cat 988. The logs are laid out to be scaled and then placed onto one of 5 log decks. On the opposite end of the decks, logs are carried by a Cat 980 to the Barker infeed. Once the logs are loaded onto the Barker infeed, they are sent through the Barker. Logs are stripped of their bark and transferred over to the saw. The saw cuts around 900 8-foot blocks per hour. Once cut, the logs continue down until they are kicked into bins. The logs are taken from the bins and put into one of 12 steam vats. The steam vats act as large pressure cookers, cooking the logs for around 16 hours to 120 degrees. Once cooked, the logs are loaded into the charger. The charger singulates the logs and centers them in preparation for the lathe. At the lathe, logs are peeled into veneer that is approximately 1/8 of an inch thick. A 3-inch core at the center of the log is kicked out and placed in a bin. The lathe peels at a rate of about 70,000 3/8 feet per hour. Once peeled, the veneer is taken down one of 3 trays to the clipper. A computer measures the veneer and instructs the clipper exactly where to make a cut. The veneer is cut into sheets 54 inches wide, 27 inches wide, or random lengths if a 54 or 27 cannot be made. 54s are sent upstairs to the stackers, where they are automatically sorted into one of 6 bins according to their moisture content. 27 and randoms are taken to one of 7 bins to the green chain, where they are sorted. 54s, or wides, account for 85% of the total production. The 54s are used in production of laminated veneer lumber, LVL. 27s and randoms represent approximately 12% of the production and are used in the manufacturing of plywood. Around 3% of the veneer produced is used in production of Paralamp for residential and commercial buildings. These residential products are created as a byproduct of the veneer production process. The wood chips that are created during the veneer and production process are used to create pulp and papers, and the bark that is stripped from the logs is used for power generation in other surrounding mills.